Good evening, everyone. Take a look around you. Look at the person sitting next to you. Now look at yourself. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. What is it that you see? Do you see a future that is clear, vibrant, and filled with purpose? Or do you see a reflection of where you've been, a past that still holds you in its grip? I want to talk to you tonight not about what's ahead of us, but about what's happening right now. We are standing on the edge of a new year, a new beginning, a fresh page in the book of your life. But here's the most important question. Is this just another chapter, or is it the one where the story truly changes? We've all been there. We stand at the start of a new year with grand resolutions and big plans. We'll eat better, we'll exercise more, we'll get that promotion, we'll finally start that business. But as the weeks turn into months, the initial fire that burns so brightly begins to flicker and then fades. The gym membership collects dust, the new project gets pushed to the back burner, and before you know it, you're looking back on another year that feels eerily similar to the one that came before it. You find yourself in the same place, doing the same things, and living with the same frustrations. And so we ask ourselves, what went wrong? Why didn't my plan work? Why does true change feel so impossible to achieve? The answer is simple, yet profound. The key to a better life isn't about huge, dramatic shifts. It's not about finding a magic bullet or waiting for all the stars to align. The key to a better life, a truly great life, is about small, consistent habits that over time can truly transform your future. I want to invite you on a journey with me tonight. A journey to a place of self-mastery, a place where you become the author of your own story, not just a character in someone else's. I am not here to give you another list of to-dos. I am here to share with you a set of timeless principles, 10 life-changing rules that have been proven to unlock human potential for generations. These aren't just ideas, they are the foundation upon which great lives are built. This is not a message for the passive observer. This is a call to action. I'm talking to the person who is tired of living on autopilot, the person who knows they were meant for more, the person who feels that subtle but persistent voice inside whispering, "You can do better. You deserve more." My purpose tonight is to get you out of your own way, to help you dismantle the mental and emotional roadblocks that have held you back for far too long. We are going to explore the architecture of a successful life, not just the surface level results. We're going to talk about the power of purpose, the poison of mediocrity, and the foundation of discipline. We'll confront the fear of failure and the necessity of taking risks. We will uncover how to nurture your mind, build empowering relationships, and unlock the incredible power of consistency. This is a powerful moment. This is your defining moment. This is the moment when you decide to stop living by default and start living by design. Right now, you are at a crossroads. One path leads to more of the same, more of the habits that don't serve you, more of the fears that hold you back, more of the comfort that keeps you from growing. The other path, the path we will explore tonight, is the path of purpose, of discipline, of growth. It is a path that will demand more from you than you have ever given. It will require you to face your fears, to embrace discomfort, and to work when you don't feel like it. But on that path lies the life you've always wanted, a life of true success, genuine happiness, and profound fulfillment. So, are you ready? Are you ready to take control of your life and make this year not just another year, but a landmark year? A year that will forever be known as the time you decided to change everything from the inside out. I urge you to listen not just with your ears, but with your mind and with your spirit. What I'm about to share is a blueprint for transformation. These are the essential steps you need to take to finally get out of your own way and build the life you've always wanted. Now, let's dive in. Let's start with the first and most foundational rule. If you are going to master your life, if you are going to rewrite your story and turn this next chapter into your greatest success, you must begin with the first, most fundamental rule of all. You must live with purpose every single day. Now, don't confuse this with simply having goals. Don't confuse it with having a job or a career. Those are important, yes. But purpose is something different. It is the deep, internal reason for your existence. It is the why behind everything you do. It's the reason you wake up in the morning, the driving force that gets you out of bed, and the light that guides you through the darkest of times. You see, life is far too precious to be lived on autopilot, yet for so many of us, that is exactly how we live. We wake up, we go through the motions, we check things off a list, and we fall into bed at night only to repeat the same cycle again and again. Our days bleed into weeks, our weeks into months, and suddenly a year has gone by. And what have we done? We've existed. We've survived. But have we truly lived? Let me tell you, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy is a life without direction. A life without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. It drifts. It gets pushed and pulled by the currents of circumstance, the winds of other people's opinions, and the storms of distraction. It is constantly reacting, never creating. And when you look back, you will wonder where all the time went. The years will feel like a blur, a collection of empty moments that never added up to anything meaningful. Purpose gives meaning to the simplest of things. It takes an ordinary day and makes it an extraordinary one. When you live with purpose, every moment counts. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve you. You stop being pulled by endless scrolling on social media or mindless hours in front of a screen. You begin to focus on what truly moves you forward, what brings you joy, growth, and genuine fulfillment. The question you must ask yourself, not just once, but every single day, is this: what am I doing today that will still matter 5 years from now? If you cannot answer that question, it's time to make a change. It's time to stop drifting and start steering. Living with purpose starts with one powerful act: clarity. You have to get crystal clear on what you want out of life. I'm not talking about vague wishes or fleeting desires. I'm talking about a solid, undeniable vision. Who do you want to become? What values do you want to live by? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Not for the world, but for yourself. And these aren't just philosophical questions. They are deeply practical. You must take these questions and put them on paper. Don't just let them float around in your head like uncaptured butterflies. When you write something down, it becomes real. It moves from a thought to a commitment. You can see it, you can read it, you can revisit it. It becomes an anchor for your actions. It becomes your personal declaration of intent. Some people wait for the perfect moment to begin. They say, I'll get serious when the new year starts, or I'll find my purpose once I have more money, or after I find the right person. Let me tell you, waiting is the enemy of progress. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The perfect moment is all you have. If you wait for all the stars to align, you will be stuck right where you are, forever waiting for a sign that will never come. Start now. Take a small step. Do one thing today, just one that aligns with your purpose. Purpose isn't a destination, it's a muscle. You build it with every single choice you make. It isn't just about what you do, it's about how you do it. Bring intention into everything. If you are working, work with excellence. If you are spending time with your family, be fully present. Don't just go through the motions. When you give your best effort, even the smallest tasks become meaningful. They become a part of your larger story. Now, here is something crucial to understand. Living with purpose requires discipline. You cannot let distractions pull you away from your goals. Social media feeds, endless scrolling, mindless entertainment. These are not harmless pastimes. They are thieves of purpose. They are designed to steal your most valuable asset, your time. Be incredibly aware of how you are spending every minute of every day. Guard your time as if it were your most precious treasure, because it is. Another thing, don't confuse being busy with being purposeful. It's easy to fill your day with tasks and still accomplish nothing meaningful. Purpose is about quality, not quantity. It is about focusing on the few things that truly matter and giving them your all. It is about saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. One of the most powerful ways to live a purposeful life is to step beyond yourself and to serve others. When you make a difference in someone else's life, no matter how small, your own life gains a deeper, richer meaning. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, a kind word, a helping hand, a simple act of genuine listening. These can change someone's day, and in doing so, they change your own. When you contribute to the well-being of others, you feel a profound sense of fulfillment that no material possession can ever give you. Remember, purpose isn't something you find like a lost key. It's something you create. You create it by the choices you make every day. You create it by the values you live by and the actions you take. Your purpose is a masterpiece in the making, and you are the artist. Every day, you add a new brushstroke. So, if you want 2025 to be your best year yet, you must stop waiting and start creating. You must make every day count. At the end of the day, purpose is what gives life its richness. It's the reason you push forward when things get tough. It's the light that guides you through challenges. Without it, life feels empty and hollow. With it, every day becomes a step closer to the life you have always dreamed of. The choice is yours. Will you let this year pass you by, or will you choose to live it with purpose? The life you want is waiting, and it begins with the decision you make today. If the first rule of living a great life is to define your purpose, then the second rule is to actively, deliberately, and with fierce intention, quit settling for mediocrity. Mediocrity is the single greatest enemy of greatness. It is not an active force. It is a slow, creeping poison. It is a quiet resignation. It is a place where nothing truly grows, nothing truly improves, and nothing ever truly satisfies. It is a subtle but persistent thief of your potential. I want you to think about this for a moment. Mediocrity is like quicksand. It is so subtle, so unassuming, that you don't even realize you're sinking until you are already stuck. It doesn't come rushing in with a loud roar. It arrives with a soft whisper. It tells you, this is good enough. It convinces you that just okay is a safe and comfortable place to be. It whispers that you should just stay put, that the effort to rise is too great, and that the risks are too high. One day, you wake up, and years have passed. You are still in the same job, doing the same things, having the same conversations, and feeling the same frustrations. You look in the mirror, and you see a reflection of where you've been, not where you were meant to be. This is the danger of mediocrity. It lulls you into a sense of false security until you realize, with a crushing weight, that you have sacrificed the life you were meant to live for a life that was merely convenient. You deserve more than mediocrity. You are capable of more than you can possibly imagine. But it all starts with one firm decision. You have to believe it. You have to stop tolerating just okay. Most people settle because they've been conditioned to believe a lie. The lie is this: I can't have better. Better isn't possible for me. That lie is an anchor, and it will keep you stuck in the harbor of your life while the ships of opportunity sail by. I am here to tell you tonight that better is always, but it's only possible if you are willing to demand it from yourself. If you are tired of your job, your habits, your relationships, or even the way you feel about yourself, you have the power to change it. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you a better life. A great life is not a gift. It is something you must create for yourself, with your own hands, with your own mind, and with your own courage. Settling for mediocrity often comes from a place of deep-seated fear. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of stepping outside the familiar. We are conditioned to avoid discomfort. But here is a profound truth that will set you free. The things you are afraid of are often the very things that hold the most potential for growth. The greatest risk you can ever take is to do nothing at all. If you are not willing to take risks, you will never experience the reward of living a life that excites you, that challenges you, and that fulfills you. Fear is a powerful emotion, but it is not a destination. It is a signpost. It tells you exactly where you need to go to grow. The moment you face your fear head-on, it loses its power. It's like a shadow in a dark room. The moment you turn on the light, it disappears. Start small. Confront your fears one at a time. Each time you do, you build confidence and resilience. Quitting mediocrity means raising your standards. Look at every area of your life, your health, your career, your relationships, your mindset. Are you accepting less than you deserve? If the answer is yes, then it is time to change. Don't just think about it. Write it down. Make it a non-negotiable commitment. High standards are not about perfection, they are about progress. They are about refusing to stay stuck when you know deep down that you are capable of so much more. To break free from mediocrity, you must embrace effort. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. Excellence requires discipline, consistency, and sacrifice. It means doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. It means staying focused when distractions are all around you. It means being willing to fail, to learn, and to try again. The easy path leads to a life of regret. The challenging path leads to a life of fulfillment. Another key to quitting mediocrity is your environment. Look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they content with settling? If you spend your time with people who settle, you'll start to think settling is normal. But when you surround yourself with high achievers, with people who are constantly growing and striving, you will be inspired to reach for more. Seek out those who challenge you, who encourage you to grow, and who remind you of what is possible. Your environment is a powerful force. Make sure it is lifting you up, not dragging you down. Finally, you must stop making excuses. It's so easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for where you are in life, but excuses are just a way of avoiding responsibility. It's a way of giving away your power. You have to take ownership of your life. If something isn't working, don't complain about it. Change it. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself. It is about taking back control. Mediocrity thrives in the absence of goals. If you don't know where you are going, you'll end up anywhere, and anywhere is rarely where you want to be. Set clear, specific goals for yourself for this year. Break them down into actionable steps. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Goals give you direction, and direction keeps you moving forward. The decision to quit mediocrity is a daily choice. It is a promise you make to yourself, a promise to live up to your potential. It is a commitment to a life of progress, a life of growth, and a life of genuine fulfillment. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. So, in this new year, make a firm decision. Stop accepting just okay. Start demanding better. You have everything you need to create a life of greatness. Now is the time to start living it. If the first rule gave you the why, your purpose, and the second rule gave you the what, a refusal of mediocrity, then this third rule is the most critical of all. It is the how. It is the engine that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. The third rule is this: you must master self-discipline and focus. These two skills are the absolute foundations of success. Without them, even the most brilliant plan, the most burning desire, and the most incredible talent will fail. It's like having a perfectly designed ship but no engine. It looks impressive, but it's going nowhere. The truth is, most people struggle not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they can't stay consistent. They let distractions, emotions, or excuses pull them off course. They have a great idea on Monday, a burst of energy on Tuesday, but by Friday they've completely lost momentum. If you want 2025 to be a year of real transformation, you must become a master of these two skills. First, let's talk about self-discipline. Many people have a misunderstanding of what discipline is. They think it's about being perfect or being a robot. It's not. Discipline is simply the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's the moment-to-moment choice between what you want now and what you want most. Discipline is about making decisions based on your long-term goals rather than your short-term feelings. It's waking up early to work on your goals instead of hitting the snooze button. It's choosing to eat the healthy meal when junk food is tempting. It's sticking to your plan when quitting feels easier. Every single one of these choices is a vote for the person you want to become. The first step to mastering self-discipline is identifying your non-negotiables. What are the habits, actions, and routines that you absolutely, without a doubt, must stick to every day to move your life forward? Write them down. These are the things you commit to, no matter what. Whether it's exercising for 30 minutes, spending time on personal growth, or staying consistent with your work, make these commitments solid. When you define your non-negotiables, you remove the mental debate. You stop asking, should I or shouldn't I? You simply do. Discipline grows through consistency. You can't expect to change everything at once and succeed. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, start small. Focus on building one habit at a time. If you're trying to improve your fitness, don't try to go to the gym for 2 hours on the first day. Start by committing to 15 minutes of exercise daily. Once that becomes a routine, once it becomes easy, you can expand. Each small win strengthens your self-discipline and builds momentum. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Now, let's talk about the second essential skill, focus. In today's world, focus is a superpower. We live in a society that is in a constant war for our attention, with endless notifications, an infinite stream of content, and countless distractions. It's incredibly easy to lose sight of what truly matters. To stay focused, you have to be intentional about where you direct your attention. It's not enough to simply try to focus. You have to actively create an environment that allows it. Begin by eliminating distractions. Turn off unnecessary notifications on your phone. Set boundaries for social media. Create a workspace that helps you concentrate, a sanctuary for productivity. But focus also requires clarity. If you don't know what you're working toward, you'll waste time on unimportant tasks. Every day, before you begin, identify your top priorities. Ask yourself, what are the 3 most important things I need to accomplish today? Write them down and then tackle them first. When you start your day with clear intentions, you set the tone for productivity and eliminate the noise. Another key to mastering focus is learning to say no. You cannot do everything, and trying to will only dilute your efforts. Say no to tasks, commitments, and distractions that don't align with your goals. Saying no isn't selfish. It's essential for staying on track. When you say no to the unimportant, you are saying yes to what truly matters. Self-discipline and focus also require mental toughness. There will be days when you feel unmotivated. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed. In those moments, you have to find a way to push through. Remind yourself why you started. Visualize the results you're working toward. Think about how much better your life will be when you achieve your goals. This mental reset can help you break through the challenging times. One of the biggest challenges to focus is multitasking. Contrary to popular belief, multitasking doesn't make you more productive. It divides your attention and lowers the quality of your work. Instead, commit to single tasking. When you work on something, give it your full and undivided attention. Finish one task before you move to the next. Do it with excellence and then move on. The good news is that no one is born with perfect discipline or laser-sharp focus. They are habits, not traits. They are something you develop over time through repetition and effort. The more you practice, the stronger these habits become. Treat every day as an opportunity to train your mind and your actions. If you can master self-discipline and focus in 2025, there is no limit to what you can achieve. These skills will help you stay on course, overcome obstacles, and turn your goals into reality. Make the decision today to take control of your time, your actions, and your life. The rewards will be worth it. We have talked about the purpose that gives you direction and the discipline that gives you consistency. Now, we must talk about the most challenging and most rewarding part of the journey, the place where real change happens. The 4th rule is this: you must embrace discomfort and take risks. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you push yourself into the unknown, when you try something that scares you, and when you refuse to let fear dictate your decisions. This is not an easy rule to follow, but I promise you, it is absolutely necessary. You see, the comfort zone is not a safe haven. It's a dangerous trap. It's like a gilded cage. It feels secure and familiar, but it keeps you contained. It holds you hostage to your routines. It limits your potential, and it forces you to settle for far less than you are truly capable of. Think about the moments in your life when you achieved something significant. Did those moments come from staying safe, or did they come from challenging yourself? Was it when you started that new job you weren't sure you were qualified for? Was it when you learned that new skill, even though it felt frustrating and impossible at first? Was it when you stepped up in a tough situation and found a strength you never knew you had? You grew because you were willing to be uncomfortable. That same principle applies to everything you want to accomplish. Now, I want to be very clear. Taking risk doesn't mean being reckless. It means making calculated decisions that push you toward your goals, even if there's a chance of failure. Yes, risks come with uncertainty. But the bigger risk, the far greater risk, is staying the same. When you refuse to take chances, you give up opportunities for growth, for success, and for fulfillment. You are trading the possibility of a great life for the certainty of a mediocre one. The greatest enemy that keeps people in their comfort zone is the fear of failure. We are so terrified of making a mistake that we don't even try. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is a teacher. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn and improve. Instead of avoiding failure, you must embrace it. See it as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who never fail. They are the ones who didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel, they learned the lesson, and they kept moving forward. To embrace discomfort, you have to start small. Don't try to leap off a cliff on the first day. Push yourself in areas where the stakes aren't as high. If public speaking terrifies you, start by speaking in front of a few friends or just one person. If you've been avoiding a difficult conversation, have one with someone you trust. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, you build confidence and resilience. You are training yourself to be brave. Taking risks requires a fundamental shift in your mindset. You have to stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I succeed? Focus on the possibilities instead of the potential setbacks. Visualize the rewards of taking that leap, whether it's a new career, stronger relationships, or profound personal growth. Let that vision motivate you to move forward. Discomfort is a sign that you are stretching yourself, learning a new skill, adapting to a new environment, or breaking a bad habit. All of these things require discomfort, but the discomfort is temporary. The benefits last far longer. You will look back on the challenges that made you uncomfortable and realize they were the very things that made you stronger. Taking risks doesn't just benefit you, it inspires others. When people see you stepping out and chasing your goals, they are encouraged to do the same. Your courage can create a ripple effect, motivating those around you to challenge themselves. You must also be willing to let go of the approval of others. Taking risks often means making decisions that the people around you won't understand. They might question you, doubt you, or even criticize you. But their opinions do not define your success. Stay focused on your goals and trust yourself. The discomfort of staying the same is far worse than the discomfort of change. When you avoid risks, you also avoid progress. You avoid the chance to live a life that truly excites you, challenges you, and fulfills you. In the long run, the pain of regret is far greater than the temporary discomfort of taking a chance. So in 2025, make a commitment to embrace discomfort and take risks. Challenge yourself to do the things you've been avoiding. Say yes to opportunities that scare you. Let fear motivate you instead of stopping you. The life you want is on the other side of your comfort zone, but you have to take the first step. When you do, you will discover strengths, talents, and possibilities you never knew existed. We have talked about purpose, we have talked about discipline, and we have talked about the necessity of taking risks. All of these rules lead us to the fifth and arguably most challenging truth of all. The fifth rule is this: you must embrace failure as your best teacher. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning. Too often, we fear failure so much that we avoid challenges and hold ourselves back from opportunities. We choose a life of safety over a life of growth. We believe that a life without failure is a life of success. I am here to tell you tonight that this belief is a lie, and it will keep you from ever reaching your full potential. Failure is not something to run from, it is something to learn from. Every setback carries a lesson. Every mistake is a chance to grow. Every disappointment can lead to something greater. To make 2025 a truly transformative year, you must change how you see failure. Instead of viewing it as a sign of weakness or defeat, you must treat it as a teacher, a guide showing you what works, what doesn't, and where you can improve. You see, most people fear failure because they associate it with shame or inadequacy. They think, if I fail, it means I am not good enough. But the truth is, failure is universal. It is a part of the human experience. Every person you admire, every successful entrepreneur, every accomplished artist, every great leader, they have all faced failures. The difference is not that they didn't fail. The difference is how they responded. They didn't let failure define them. They didn't let it stop them. They used it as fuel to keep going. Think about it. Every invention, every business, every breakthrough you admire today likely began with a series of failures. The path to success is rarely a straight line. Every wrong turn is simply a lesson that helps guide you toward the right one. When you fail, the first and most important step is to own it. Take responsibility for what happened without making excuses or blaming others. This does not mean beating yourself up. It means acknowledging the role you played and understanding what went wrong. Owning your failures is incredibly empowering because it puts you back in control. It shows you that you have the ability to change, to adapt, and to grow. The second step is to reflect. After you own it, you must ask yourself the right questions. What can I learn from this experience? What went wrong? What will I do differently next time? Failure often reveals blind spots, weaknesses, or areas where we need to improve. Maybe you didn't prepare enough. Maybe you took on too much at once. Or maybe you underestimated a challenge. Whatever the reason, reflecting on your failure gives you the insight to do better next time. It turns a negative event into a valuable lesson. Failure also builds resilience. Every time you fall and get back up, you become stronger. You learn how to handle setbacks, how to stay calm under pressure, and how to keep going when things get tough. Resilience isn't something you are born with. It's something you develop through experience. And failure is one of the greatest teachers of resilience. One of the most powerful lessons failure teaches us is humility. It reminds you that you don't know everything, that you're not invincible, and that there is always more to learn. Humility doesn't mean putting yourself down. It means being open to feedback, willing to admit mistakes, and ready to grow. When you embrace humility, you create the space for improvement and progress. Another lesson of failure is creativity. When things don't go as planned, you are forced to think outside the box, to try new approaches, and to innovate. Some of the greatest discoveries and inventions came from failed attempts. Failure pushes you to explore possibilities you might never have considered otherwise. To truly embrace failure, you must let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of growth because it makes you afraid to take risks, try new things, or step out of your comfort zone. Nobody gets it right on the first try. Not athletes, not artists, not entrepreneurs. The only way to succeed is to fail, learn, and try again. Failure also teaches you to truly appreciate success. When you've struggled, stumbled, and fought your way forward, victory feels sweeter. It reminds you of the effort you put in, the lessons you learned, and the obstacles you overcame. Success earned after failure is more meaningful because you understand the journey it took to get there. One of the hardest parts of failure is dealing with the opinions of others. People might judge you, criticize you, or try to bring you down, but their opinions do not matter. What matters is how you see yourself and how you respond to your setbacks. Let failure strengthen your self-belief, not weaken it. In 2025, don't fear failure. Embrace it. Let it teach you, guide you, and shape you into the person you are meant to be. Each failure is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The more you fail, the closer you get to success. Take that lesson into the new year, and you will be unstoppable. Now, you've stayed with me for a while, and I want to thank you for that. The fact that you're still here tells me you're not just looking for quick fixes, you're truly committed to building a better life. We've just explored the first 5 rules, the foundation of purpose, discipline, courage, and resilience. But these are just the beginning. The next 5 rules are about nurturing your mindset and creating an environment where true success can thrive. If you found value in what we've discussed so far, and you're serious about unlocking your full potential in 2025, I'd be honored to have you as a part of this community.
A simple way to show your support and ensure you don't miss any of our upcoming lessons is to click that subscribe button below. Let's continue this journey together.
We have talked about the why, your purpose. We have talked about the what, a refusal of mediocrity. We have talked about the how, discipline and focus, and we have discussed the courage to take risks and face failure. Now, we arrive at a rule that is the fuel for this entire engine of transformation. It is the very essence of a fulfilling and impactful life. The 6th rule is this: you must commit to continuous self-improvement. The key to a truly great life lies in your willingness to grow, to evolve, and to improve every single day. Self-improvement is not a one-time event. It is not a project you finish. It is a lifelong journey. It is a process that shapes your character, expands your potential, and opens doors to opportunities you never thought possible. You see, many people approach personal development as a phase. They read a book, they watch a video, they get a burst of motivation, and they think they're done. But true growth doesn't work that way. The moment you think you have arrived, the moment you believe you have nothing more to learn, is the moment you stop growing. That is the most dangerous kind of stagnation. No matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. No matter how skilled you are, there is always room to improve. To keep evolving, you must remain curious, open, and humble. The journey of self-improvement starts with one critical step: self-awareness. You cannot grow if you don't know where you need to change. Take an honest, fearless look at your life. Examine your habits, your routines, your mindset, and your behaviors. What's holding you back? What could you be doing better? Identify your weaknesses, but don't dwell on them. See them for what they are, a roadmap for growth. Once you have that awareness, you must set specific goals for your improvement. Vague intentions like, I want to be a better person, or I want to get better, don't lead to results. Instead, focus on clear, actionable, and measurable goals. For example, I will read one new book a month, I will exercise for 30 minutes every day, or I will learn a new skill every quarter. These clear goals give you direction, they give you motivation, and they give you a way to track your progress. Another critical part of self-improvement is discipline. Growth requires effort, consistency, and sometimes sacrifice. You cannot expect change if you are not willing to put in the work. Whether it's waking up early to exercise, dedicating time to learning, or breaking a bad habit, discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It's the small, consistent actions taken every day that create extraordinary results over time. You must also invest in your education. This doesn't necessarily mean going back to school unless that's your goal, but it does mean dedicating time and resources to learning every single day. Read books, take online courses. Watch educational videos, seek out mentors who can guide you. Knowledge is one of the most powerful tools for self-improvement, and it's something that no one can ever take away from you. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in terms of money, but in terms of wisdom, confidence, and potential. Your environment also plays a profound role in your growth. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. The company you keep has a profound impact on your growth. Spend time with those who push you to be better, who share your values, and who encourage your goals. Distance yourself from negativity and distractions. Your environment can either support your growth or hold you back. Choose wisely. You must also adopt a mindset of gratitude and positivity. Self-improvement doesn't mean being hard on yourself or focusing only on what you lack. It means celebrating your progress, appreciating your strengths, and staying optimistic about what you can achieve. Gratitude keeps you grounded, while positivity fuels your determination to keep going. Remember that self-improvement is a holistic process. It's not just about external achievements. You cannot perform at your best if you're neglecting your body and mind. Prioritize your physical health, exercise, nutrition, and sleep. A strong body supports a strong mind, and together they create the foundation for success. Don't overlook your emotional and mental well-being. Practice mindfulness, manage stress, and seek support when you need it. Emotional intelligence is just as important as technical skills in navigating life's challenges. Finally, you must track your progress. Improvement happens over time, and it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. Keep a journal, set milestones, or review your goals regularly. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and use them as motivation to keep going. When you commit to continuous self-improvement, you commit to a process of ongoing growth. The more consistent you are, the more you'll learn about yourself, your strengths, and your potential. You'll become a person who follows through, who can be counted on to keep pushing forward no matter what. And that is the kind of person who will succeed not just in 2025, but for the rest of their life. Make the decision today. Commit to yourself. Commit to your growth. We've talked about the external rules for a great life. We've talked about purpose, discipline, and facing down mediocrity. Now we must turn our attention to the internal world. The seventh rule is the quiet but most vital foundation upon which all of our success is built. The seventh rule is this: you must take care of your mind as much as your body. In a world that demands so much from us, physically, mentally, and emotionally, it's easy to overlook one of the most vital aspects of our well-being, our minds. We dedicate time and energy to exercise, to nutrition, and to rest for our bodies, but we often ignore the signs of mental exhaustion, chronic stress, or emotional strain. This is a fundamental mistake. A sharp, balanced, and resilient mind is the foundation for success, happiness, and a fulfilled life. Your mind and your body are not two separate entities. They are intertwined. They work hand in hand. When you neglect one, you negatively impact the other. A tired mind is more prone to poor decisions, and a neglected body can leave your mind feeling sluggish and irritable. Caring for your mind begins with a powerful act of awareness. You have to recognize that your mental health is just as crucial as your physical health. Stop treating it as an afterthought. Start by creating moments of calm in your daily routine. Your mind, just like your body, needs time to recharge. Dedicate time each day, even just 5 or 10 minutes, to quiet reflection, to mindfulness, or to meditation. These practices are not just for the monks on a mountaintop. They help you clear mental clutter, reduce stress, and improve your ability to focus. They are a sanctuary for your mind. You must also become a gatekeeper of your mental energy. Pay attention to what you allow into your mind. The content you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the people you surround yourself with, all of it impacts your mental state. Choose positive influences that inspire and uplift you. Limit your exposure to negativity, gossip, and constant distractions that drain your mental resources. Your mind is like a garden. If you let weeds grow, they will choke out the beautiful flowers. Be intentional about what you plant. A healthy mind thrives on challenges and new information. Develop a habit of lifelong learning. Read books, explore new ideas, or learn a new skill. Keeping your mind active and engaged not only improves your cognitive function, but also keeps you motivated and curious about the world. Your physical activity isn't just for your body, it's also essential for your mental health. Regular exercise releases endorphins, reduces stress, and improves your mood. A brisk walk, a yoga session, or a workout at the gym can do wonders for clearing your head and boosting your mental clarity. And then there's sleep. A tired mind is more prone to stress, irritability, and poor decision-making. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Prioritize quality sleep by maintaining a consistent schedule and creating a comfortable sleep environment. Give your mind the rest it needs to perform at its peak. Furthermore, you must learn to address your emotions. Bottling up feelings only creates mental and emotional tension. Allow yourself to process what you're experiencing. Talk to someone you trust, write in a journal, or seek professional help if you need it. Emotional awareness and expression are critical to mental health. Learn to manage stress effectively. Stress is unavoidable, but how you handle it makes all the difference. Practice relaxation techniques, break big tasks into smaller steps, and prioritize what truly matters. Remember, not everything requires your immediate attention, and it is okay to say no. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude. A grateful mindset shifts your focus from what's lacking to what you have. Each day, take a moment to acknowledge the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude fosters optimism, reduces stress, and creates a more resilient mind. Finally, you must pay close attention to your inner dialogue. The way you speak to yourself matters. Replace self-criticism with constructive thoughts and encouragement. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Positive self-talk empowers you to face challenges with confidence, and remember to give yourself permission to rest and recover. Don't overwork your mind to the point of exhaustion. A well-rested mind is more creative, more focused, and more ready to tackle challenges. Taking care of your mind is not an afterthought. It is an essential part of living a balanced and successful life. In 2025, prioritize your mental health as much as your physical health. A strong, focused mind will empower you to achieve your goals, overcome obstacles, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. We have talked about what you must add to your life to create a great future. You must add purpose, you must add discipline, and you must add a commitment to continuous growth. But to truly build the life you want, you must also master the art of subtraction. The 8th rule is this: you must cut out toxic influences from your life. One of the most significant steps toward a better life is recognizing and removing the things that drain your energy, cloud your mind, and hold you back from reaching your potential. You see, a toxic influence is not just a malicious person. It is a force that comes in many forms. It can be a person, an environment, a habit, or even your own thoughts. To truly thrive in the new year, you must make the deliberate decision to free yourself from anything or anyone that brings negativity, chaos, or unnecessary stress into your life. Think of your life as a garden. You can plant the most beautiful seeds, the seeds of your purpose, your goals, and your dreams. You can water them with discipline and nourish them with self-improvement. But if your garden is filled with weeds, those weeds will steal all the water and nutrients. They will choke the life out of your plants, and your flowers will never bloom. Those weeds are the toxic influences in your life. The most damaging weeds in the garden of your life are often toxic relationships. This could be a friend, a partner, a co-worker, or even a family member. These are the people who constantly criticize, manipulate, or belittle you. They make you feel smaller than you are. They drain your confidence, make you doubt your worth, and keep you stuck in a cycle of unhappiness. They are emotional vampires. And you have to learn to recognize the signs: a lack of respect, constant drama, and a one-sided dynamic where you are always giving and never receiving. It is a fundamental truth that you cannot have a great life with people who are constantly trying to bring you down. The second category of toxic influence is your environment. Take a look at where you spend most of your time. Is your living space cluttered and chaotic? Is your workplace filled with negativity and gossip? A cluttered or uninspiring space can negatively affect your mood and productivity without you even realizing it. The very air around you can be toxic to your spirit. You must commit to creating an environment that supports your growth. Declutter your space. Fill it with things that bring you joy and inspiration. Make it a sanctuary for your mental and emotional well-being. Third, we have toxic habits. These are the behaviors that quietly sabotage your progress. Procrastination, excessive screen time, overindulgence in things that don't serve you. These habits may feel comforting in the moment, but they lead to long-term regret and wasted time. They are the silent assassins of your potential. You must replace these with positive habits that move you closer to your goals. But the most insidious and most damaging of all toxic influences is your own mind. If you let negativity take over, your own thoughts can become a source of immense toxicity. Self-doubt, fear, and a victim mentality are often more harmful than any external factor. You have to start being mindful of your inner dialogue. Are your thoughts building you up or tearing you down? Are you constantly replaying past mistakes and failures? You have to learn to replace negativity with constructive thinking. Focus on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles. Social media is a powerful example of where all four of these toxic influences can combine. It can be a place of toxic relationships, a toxic environment of constant comparison, a toxic habit of endless scrolling, and a source of toxic thoughts about your own inadequacy. You have the power to curate your online world. Unfollow anything that makes you feel inadequate, angry, or drained. Instead, fill your feed with content that is positive, inspiring, and educational. Cutting out toxic influences isn't easy, especially when they've been a part of your life for a long time. But remember this: every time you remove something negative, you make room for something positive. It's not just about distancing yourself from harm, it's about creating space for growth, joy, and meaningful connection. You have to learn to say no without guilt. It's okay to prioritize yourself and your well-being. Saying no to a toxic influence doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strong. You have the right to choose what and who you allow into your life. Exercise that right unapologetically. Finally, you must build a new circle. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Healthy relationships are based on mutual respect, trust, and encouragement. These are the people who challenge you to be better, celebrate your successes, and stand by you during tough times. They are your support system, your mastermind group. Cutting ties with toxic influences can be painful, but the long-term benefits far outweigh the short-term discomfort. You will gain clarity, peace of mind, and the freedom to focus on what truly matters. It is a gift you give yourself a chance to live authentically and unapologetically. So, in this new year, take out the pruning shears, tend to your garden, remove the weeds so that your purpose can blossom. We have come to a rule that may be the most difficult of all, but also the most liberating. We have talked about the power of purpose and the discipline of a new beginning. But I want to be honest with you tonight. You cannot fully embrace the future if you are still living in the past. The ninth rule is this: you must let go of the past and forgive yourself. The weight of the past can be a powerful burden. It is a heavy chain that we carry with us everywhere we go. It is made of the things we regret, the mistakes we made, the failures we experienced, and the shame we've held on to for far too long. This invisible anchor can keep you from stepping into your full potential. It holds you hostage to a story that has already been written. Think about it for a moment. What old story are you still telling yourself? Is it about a business that failed? Is it about a relationship that ended badly? Is it about a word you said or a choice you made years ago? Every time you replay that story in your mind, you are reliving the pain. You are taking your energy, your focus, and your attention away from the present moment. You are pouring your future into a bottomless bucket of regret. The truth is, you can't change the past. There is no way to undo what has been done. So why carry it around like a burden? Every moment you spend dwelling on past mistakes is a moment you are not spending creating the life you want. And so the journey to a free future begins with one powerful act: self-forgiveness. Forgiveness starts with self-compassion. You are human. We all are. And we all make mistakes. That's not a flaw. It's a part of life. What matters is how you respond to those mistakes. You must be kind to yourself. You must understand that you didn't know everything you know now. You did the best you could with the knowledge and the resources you had at the time. Holding yourself to an unrealistic standard only adds to the weight of the past. It's time to let go of the self-blame. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean you are excusing your mistakes. It means you are releasing the power they have over you. It's about understanding that your past doesn't define who you are or who you can become. Your mistakes are simply lessons. They are not a brand on your soul. They are stepping stones to becoming a better version of yourself. This also means letting go of the resentment and anger you may have toward others. People will hurt you. They will disappoint you. They will let you down. But holding on to that anger only poisons your own heart. Forgiveness is not something you do for them. It is a gift you give yourself. It doesn't mean you forget or condone what was done. It means you stop allowing someone else's actions to control your happiness and your peace. You decide to be free. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. The journey toward healing and forgiveness is ongoing. But it starts with a choice. The decision to stop carrying the past is the decision to start living with intention, to start living in the present. Your power lies in the present moment. The past is behind you, and the future is still to be written. Don't let past mistakes or regrets rob you of your chance to make today better than yesterday. The best thing you can do for yourself is to use the lessons from the past to create a better future. You must take responsibility for your own happiness. Understand that no one else can give you permission to move forward. No one else can make you feel at peace with your past except for you. If you keep waiting for someone to apologize or to make things right, you'll be stuck forever. The healing starts with you. You can choose peace. You can choose to move on. Forgiving yourself opens up a world of possibility. It frees you to try again, to start fresh, to go after your dreams with a clear heart and mind. The past has no claim over you unless you allow it to. So let it go. Step into the future with confidence, knowing that the mistakes of yesterday do not define your potential. Letting go and forgiving yourself isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of immense strength. It's the strength to choose growth. It's the strength to choose freedom. It's the strength to stop living in the shadow of your past and to embrace the light of your future. So make the decision today. Let go of the past, forgive yourself, and step into the amazing possibilities that await you in 2025. We have now arrived at the 10th and final rule. This is not just another step on the path. It is the master key that unlocks all the others. It is the fundamental truth upon which all success is built. The 10th rule is this: you must develop the habit of consistency. If you want to succeed in this new year, you need to understand one fundamental truth. Success is not an event, it's a process. It's not something you achieve overnight or with one single grand effort. It is the result of consistent, deliberate actions over time. The people who achieve great things are not necessarily the most talented or the smartest. They are the ones who show up every day, do the work, and never give up, no matter how tough it gets. Consistency is what turns small efforts into big, lasting results. We live in a world that is obsessed with instant gratification. We want to see results immediately. But the magic of consistency lies in what you cannot see in the moment. Think about the compound effect. It is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Imagine you decide to save just $1 on the first day, $2 on the second, and so on. At first, it seems insignificant. The first week, you have just a few dollars. But over time, that small, consistent habit will create a massive fortune. The same principle applies to everything else in your life. Reading just 10 pages of a book every day. Waking up 15 minutes earlier. Making one phone call to a potential client. Each of these small actions seems insignificant on its own, but over weeks, months, and years, they compound and multiply until they create monumental results. The opposite is also true. A small, negative habit, consistently repeated, will compound into a life of debt, a broken body, or a dead-end career. The choice is yours. One of the biggest obstacles to consistency is the false belief that you need to be motivated to act. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up feeling energized and ready to take on the world. Other days you'll want to hit the snooze button and stay in bed. Consistency isn't about relying on motivation. It's about creating a habit of discipline that doesn't depend on how you feel. When you show up, even on the hard days, you prove to yourself that you can count on your own commitment. To build consistency, you must start small with your habits. Don't try to change everything at once. If you want to build a morning routine, don't try to wake up at 5 a.m. and do an hour of exercise on the first day. Instead, start with 5 minutes of stretching or meditation. The key is to get started and make it a regular part of your day. Once that becomes second nature, you can expand on it. Each small win builds momentum and makes the next step easier. You also need to practice patience. There will be days when you feel like you're not making much progress. There will be moments when the results seem so far away that it feels like you're wasting your time. But remember, progress is often invisible in the moment. Stay patient and trust the process. Every action you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. And don't let setbacks or mistakes derail your consistency. There will be days when things don't go as planned. You might miss a workout or fall behind on a project. That's okay. What matters is that you don't give up entirely. A slip-up doesn't erase all the progress you've made. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about staying committed and getting back on track as soon as possible. It's also helpful to surround yourself with people who support your goals and hold you accountable. Consistency is much easier when you have a community that encourages you to stay on track. Find friends, mentors, or a group of like-minded individuals who are committed to their own growth and success. They'll keep you motivated when your own drive starts to fade. When you commit to consistency, you commit to a process of ongoing growth. The more consistent you are, the more you'll learn about yourself, your strengths, and your potential. You'll become a person who follows through, who can be counted on to keep pushing forward no matter what. And that is the kind of person who will succeed not just in 2025, but for the rest of their life. The power of consistency is in your hands. It is the final, essential key. Use it to unlock the doors to the life you've always wanted. We have come to the end of our time together, but this is truly just the beginning of your journey. We have walked through a blueprint for a life of greatness. We have explored a set of principles not as a mere list of ideas, but as a framework for profound and lasting transformation. You now have a map, you have a compass, and the path is clear. I want to take a moment to recap the journey we have just shared. The first and most foundational step was to find your purpose. We decided that life is too precious to be lived on autopilot, that a life without direction is the greatest tragedy. We agreed that the fuel for everything you do is knowing your why. From that purpose, we moved to a fierce and uncompromising commitment to quit settling for mediocrity. We exposed the lie that just okay is good enough. We declared that mediocrity is the enemy of greatness, and we made the powerful decision to demand more from ourselves. With purpose and a refusal to settle, we then built the engine of success, self-discipline and focus. We understood that talent and opportunity are nothing without the ability to do what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like it. We decided that in a world of distraction, focus is a superpower. We then had the courage to step into the unknown. We chose to embrace discomfort and take risks. We agreed that growth does not happen in a comfort zone, and that the biggest risk of all is to live a life of regret. And what happens when we take risks? We find ourselves at the fifth rule, to embrace failure as our best teacher. We decided that failure is not the end, but the beginning. We learned to own our mistakes, to learn from them, and to use them as stepping stones to a greater future. As we grew, we committed to continuous self-improvement. We understood that a fulfilling life is a lifelong journey of becoming better in every aspect. We chose to remain curious and humble, and to invest in our own personal growth. We then turned our attention inward and decided to take care of our mind as much as our body. We made the powerful realization that a strong and resilient mind is the true foundation of happiness and success. To protect that foundation, we made the bold decision to cut out toxic influences from our lives. We became the gardeners of our own existence, removing the weeds of negativity from our relationships, our environments, and our own thoughts. And finally, to free ourselves from the burdens of the past, we chose to let go of the past and forgive ourselves. We understood that we cannot move forward if we are still looking backward, and we chose to live in the present, empowered and free. These 9 rules, when practiced consistently, are a blueprint for an extraordinary life. But they all depend on the final, most crucial rule of all, the master key that unlocks them all. The 10th rule, to develop the habit of consistency. This is the secret. It's not about the one grand gesture. It's about the small, consistent actions that, when compounded over time, lead to massive results. It is the silent, powerful force that turns a dream into a reality. Now, here you stand. You have the knowledge, you have the blueprint. But knowledge without action is worthless. It's just information. There are 2 paths you can take from this moment forward. One path is the path of inaction. It's the path you've walked before. It is the path of telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, of waiting for the perfect moment, of allowing your fears and distractions to win. This path is comfortable, it's easy, but it leads to a life of unfulfilled potential and a nagging feeling of what if. The other path is the path of greatness. It is the path of action. It will demand more from you than you have ever given. It will require sacrifice, discipline, and courage. It will challenge you in ways you never thought possible. But on that path lies the life you have always wanted, the life of purpose, of freedom, and of profound fulfillment. The price of admission to this path is not money. It is the price of personal commitment. It is the price of facing your fears, of putting in the work, and of being consistent even when you don't feel like it. But I promise you, the price of inaction, the pain of regret, the crushing weight of a life not fully lived is far, far higher. So, what will you choose? What will you do with this knowledge? The journey begins not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop believing the lie that you can't. You have everything you need to build the life you want right inside of you. It's time to unleash that potential. The journey starts with a decision, and your first action begins right now. If you are ready to take control, if you are ready to rewrite your story, if you are ready to make this year not just another year, but a landmark year that changes everything, then I urge you to take 2 simple actions. First, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Take out a piece of paper and write down the 3 most important goals that you will commit to this year. Just 3. Make them non-negotiable. Then, write down 1 small action you will take tomorrow to start. And second, I urge you to join this community of achievers. If you want to continue to receive the tools, the insights, and the inspiration to live your most powerful life, if you want to be surrounded by people who are committed to growth, then I urge you to hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey. The power of change is in your hands. The life you want is waiting. Go and get it. Thank you. You have everything you need to build the life you want right inside of you. But the blueprint is only as good as the builder. The journey starts with a decision, and your first action begins right now. If you're ready to take control, if you're ready to rewrite your story, and if you're truly serious about making 2025 a landmark year that changes everything, then I have one final request for you. Join this community of achievers. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Make it a turning point. Click that subscribe button and become a part of a community dedicated to building a better future, one day at a time. Let's start building your legacy today.